But I understand now that personal accountability, just all I can control is myself.
What would you say to somebody that is facing something difficult in their marriage? Like there's times where people just can't see their way past it, whether it could be so many different things. Welcome to the Living Louder podcast. Somehow I tricked Chad into coming back on the podcast, but I think probably if I tricked you into marrying me in the first place, it's not that hard to get you on a podcast. He always says he doesn't want to be here, but because he lives with me and the podcast is in our home, I am lucky and get to hang out with him on a regular basis. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. And we don't even know what we're going to talk about. Chad had eye surgery about 6 months ago. So if his eye's watering, that is why. But I originally fell in love with his blue eyes. So we need to keep the eyes good.
Yeah, definitely need to. I don't think we can call it tricked anymore. We tricked the first couple times, but
yeah, at this point, 28 years later, kind of
reluctantly willing.
Is that the way you would describe our relationship?
Yeah. No, the podcast.
Oh, the podcast. Good. I'm glad it's not our marriage.
No.
So people always ask me on social media, like, I want to hear Chad's story. Tell me about Chad. We love Chad. And I think you're amazing, but I don't know. What would you say has been the most important principle that has helped you stay married, stay faithful, and stay focused on the end game, I guess? Like, what do you think why did you stay?
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head, the end game. You know, how do you want how did I want the future to look? The end game is I don't know, I guess the guiding force. Because when things get hard, when things got hard, I just think about how I wanted our family to look, how did I want to be with you in 10 years, forever? Did I want to be with our kids? What did I want that to look like? And so that made it pretty easy.
What did you want it to look like? Because I feel like, that's hard to know.
I guess I envisioned us having a good marriage. We had great kids, and just envisioned us having a cohesive family, unit that we would get together for Christmas, support each other. And I thought that was the best ending. So,
yeah. Did you think that was possible? Like did it seem possible? Because I remember there were we've lived a lot of lifetimes.
Yeah, we joke about that all the time, but we have lived a lot of lifetimes.
And we've done a lot of hard things. And first of all, marrying me with 2 kids, single mom, and a pretty crazy life up to that point seems scary. Like, what made you make that decision?
What did make me make that decision? I loved you. You were exciting. You were beautiful. I liked to be with you. There were a lot of concerns, but at the end of the day, I loved you, and wanted and hoped that we could, make it work.
Yeah. And then I feel like for me, originally, I just didn't know who I was. Like, I was trying to build on a lot of trauma that I didn't even understand at that point. I had placed a child for adoption, had children alone, and wanted, I guess I needed you to tell me who I was. Like, I had still really struggled with knowing who I was. And I think that I was probably needy. I don't know. Like, how do you see the first part of our marriage?
The first part of our marriage I felt like I was really selfish. I was, late 20s, and just wanted to go snowboarding and hunting and play basketball and just play softball. And I was pretty selfish with my time, I guess. And you had 2 kids, and I had been around them a little bit, but not a ton. And so I think that it was a lot of adjustment. I think you had lots of reasons to be uh, frustrated with my lack of I don't know with my because I was so selfish with my time at that point. I see it now. I didn't then.
Yeah, and I don't it's confusing because on one hand, it's like, I want you to have things that you enjoy, hobbies and things that you feel good about, and my life can be all-consuming. Like, as soon as I started my photography business, and like you say, we had children, and I was just working really hard trying to build that, and that's not the life that you really planned. Like, you went to college, went on a mission, and just did high school and didn't really get into any like, I just think it was 2 worlds colliding. We just had such different worlds, and so I just thought, "Well, we just have to work hard, Chad. We just have to work hard to build something," you know, and you're like, "I have a job, and I wanna have some hobbies, but I have kids, and I have this business," and I think at that time I was working for my uncle and started my own business, and so I worked too hard.
Yeah, you really do work hard. Yeah,
So,
no doubt about it. And it always puzzled me, like why you would work so hard, because it was so much.
yeah,
5 a.m. to 10 p.m. There was that old house in American Fork. People were coming in and getting pictures, and
yeah.
till all hours of the night, and it was it was a lot.
I think it's a combination of being this A-type personality that has to go, 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 very driven and pretty passionate, and also this feeling of I need to prove myself. I'm coming
Mm.
back from the depths of, I've lost. I mean, I just felt like I had something to prove. I need to be a success. I need to prove that I can succeed in life. And then the other thing was like for you, I think you really struggled with the responsibility of children, and I'm gonna support the family. Like that was overwhelming. And I knew it when you married me. Like it
Yeah.
was scary. It wasn't what you like normally you would marry somebody and the two of you would work and build something and then have a kid, but I already had kids and I wasn't getting any child support. And I just felt like I needed to pay my own way and was just pushed by myself really. Like you never put those expectations on me.
Yeah, it was a lot. Thinking back, it was a lot. I don't think that we thought through all those things.
No.
I just knew that I loved you, and
Yeah.
we set sail.
Yeah. Well, we both say it's a miracle that we ended up together, that we stayed together, we're still together. And I think the most amazing part of that is that I love you so much. Like I'm really happy. And I can't imagine being married to anybody else. Like I feel like all those hard things has made me love you more and appreciate you more. Um, but it was hard to go through.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better than I would have even imagined it, when I decided what I wanted it to look like. I love you. You're my best friend. I don't have very many friends, so don't get a big head.
Yeah.
You're my only friend. No, you're my best friend. And I like to be with you. I like to hang out with you and
Yeah.
want to keep on rolling.
So about the time that I got involved in real estate, we had Jason Shelby were in elementary, middle school. Then we had 2 kids together really fast. I think Jackson and Sadie were about 18 months apart.
Yeah.
I had a relapse, had back surgery and had a relapse. Did you know how serious that was? Like, did you understand what a struggle I was dealing with, do you think?
No, I didn't really understand addiction. I knew you used a lot of pills, but I didn't really fully comprehend how that all worked. Like I just felt like you stop, if it was a
A
problem.
lot of people use a lot of pills. That's the crazy thing, right? Like, here I am, I'm a mom, I've got a business and kids, and we know people that use pills. So, it just didn't seem I wasn't buying street drugs. So for you, you didn't understand, like, these pills are really messing with her, really confusing her, her judgment's not as good or
Yeah, well, I think I didn't know where to draw the parallels of what was causing what. I knew the real estate. I just seemed the whole too good to be true. concept. There's just no way we're going to make $1 million next week. And so I don't know where that line is of, what the pills cost and what.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there, and I was one of them that thought, I'm just not going to miss out. Like, everybody's making money. The market's moving fast. Our neighbors are building spec homes. Why can't I get into it? I mean, that's really what you see all these real estate coaching companies and everything else is based on, is people thinking that there's some code to crack where they can be like the wealthy. And so I don't think it's unusual that I thought that. And my parents were real estate investors, and I was a hard worker, and I've been able to build a successful photography company. So in my mind, I'm like, let me just jump in. But I think that the addiction was a big part of the grandiosity for me. Like, my judgment was so poor. Like, I really believe that when I'm sober, I'm the best version of myself, and I have a lot better judgment. And
I agree.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
Right. It was hard to see it. Yeah. And I remember that time as being so painful, like really heavy and scary, but I just am such we can do this. We can do rah, 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 carry on, and I look, just trying to solve.
Yeah, you're pretty persuasive when you say everything's all right, we're going to be fine. And nothing really indicated that was the truth. But
I try not to be that persuasive anymore because I recognize that in myself,
Yeah.
I don't want to use those skills. I mean,
but sometimes it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, the doom and gloom wouldn't have helped either at that point. So,
yeah. So those years got pretty difficult, I think, especially for our marriage. My addiction was bad. The weight of hearing that I was under federal investigation, and you got really depressed. I remember you being really depressed. And it got to a point where I felt so much guilt, and the weight of trying to get through it. And then the weight of, I knew the way you felt was, how did she get us into this? This is ruining our life. I don't want to be here. And I knew how your dad felt because he told me. Yeah, he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, he didn't have to guess.
And I remember, and we kind of talked about this on the first podcast, but there was this place where I thought, I can't do it anymore. We should just get divorced. And I remember telling you that, and you were mad. You're like, you're going to drag me into this hole and then get divorced. But at the same time, like, the thing that I respect so much is that you made a decision instead of being like, we talked the next day and you said, please give me a chance to make it right, which is not a normal response from somebody who was acting the way I was. Like, I feel like you were so humble and willing. I don't know. I just really respect you for so many things, but especially that, because I was very weak. I mean, my addiction was in full force. I was making really bad decisions. Everything had piled on top of me. And then I just thought, well, I'll just cut this loose and move on. And I remember you telling me, like, I'm so worried that if you do that, things will get worse for you. Like, and I love you, so I'll take you back, but I don't want to see you go down a path that would be worse for you and worse for us. Like you really, and I remember you telling me, you're like, I see a future for us. Like, someday we'll have a good life. And I think you even said, we live in a little house. And I was like, that's not me. I felt so weighed down. I was like, you sure that's not someone else that you're imagining? What would you say to somebody that is facing something difficult in their marriage? Like, there's times where people just can't see their way past it, whether it's, it could be so many different things. It could be infidelity. It could be bad decisions like I had made. It could be, I just don't love this person anymore. Like, what was that like for you? And how did you come to a place of strength when you had been so angry? Like, what was that experience like for you?
It's a long time ago. I don't remember exactly. But I understand now that a personal accountability, just all I can control is myself. I can control nothing about what you do. I can control my thoughts, my actions, and what I say. And that's all I can control. And I can't expect an outcome from you, from anyone really. So I think I don't know that I understood that fully, but to just try to get things right, yeah, ask for forgiveness for whatever I've done, not focus on what the other party's done. Because I don't know, that's the way that I've seen it work. I've seen it not work with myself or with other people when so-and-so cheated, when so-and-so it was treated me bad, when so-and-so, when my spouse did this, did that, just, they would probably have a different view of all those things. So I don't know, just own your
part.
Yeah.
Which I think you've done a good job of teaching me. I think for me, what has helped me stay, and I wasn't really in a very strong place at that point. Like I was probably at the weakest point at that point in my life. I don't know, I got weaker, but choosing your ending, like what you said in the beginning, I know what I want. And so really, like when I work with people in coaching and I just say, what do you want? Like we've got to figure out what that is. That's the vision that will guide you through all the hard things if you have a vision of what you want. And I wasn't living my life that way at that point. I was surviving the next thing and the next thing. And I was very caught up in my emotions and how I felt. And now I really try to let my emotions come and go, but make decisions based on what my values are and what the end game is. And I learned that in part from you, and also just a lot of time in prison, staying focused on what I wanted my ending to look like. But when I get confused, because we still, like every marriage does, like mostly it's triggers from the past. Like I feel like on a daily basis, I just love you and I'm so grateful. Like I feel a lot of gratitude for our marriage. But then something will come up that will bring up emotions from the past. And I have to just, because it feels so real. And I just have to remind myself, I already decided the ending. Like I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to respond based on the ending. And that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of prayer. There's been times where I've just felt really hurt or angry. And I'm like, okay, I feel these feelings. But also let's not talk about it until I'm de-escalated. Because if I'm coming from that place, like I can express how I feel really hurt but if I'm very escalated, like I tell my clients that I coach all the time, I'm like, wait until you're in a good place to share how you feel. Like if you're angry and escalated right now, like I understand everybody says you need to share your feelings and it can be really helpful, but
maybe,
or your thoughts. Yeah. I think for us, what we try to do is when we're both upset, we just try not to do any damage.
Right. Just try to get out of the way.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not going to talk right now. I'm upset. So it's just better not. Cause I've learned like things said in those, when we're escalated like that, they can do some damage and I don't want to do you any damage. That's the other thing I think with marriage, like we're on the same team.
Yeah.
Like it's not you against me. Like I'm not trying to prove you wrong. And we're on the same team. Like that is something that I feel so deeply with you. And I felt when I was in prison, like you always wanted what was best for me. And like the number one person that's cheering me on, if I have something to say, I want to call you and tell you, because I know like you're more in my corner than anybody is. And I don't think I grew up thinking that's what marriage was. Like I grew up thinking that you have to love me and make me feel so amazing. And it's actually kind of the opposite. Like I need to love you and make you feel so amazing. Everything I want, I need to give. And sometimes you have to give that and not even get it in return.
Yeah.
So
true. It's not 50-50.
No.
100-100.
Yeah.
You each got to give,
And sometimes in your case, it's 100 when I have nothing to give.
Right.
Like you're giving 100 and you're just believing that someday that will come back. But for today, because there were just a lot of times where I just didn't have anything to give.
And vice versa. There's, we go through our, good times, our highs and lows, and just got to support each other.
Yeah.
And not say anything when we're mad.
Not say anything that will do damage.
Yeah. Even because perspectives man, your perspective can change. What's a big deal one day? If you let it set a week, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
In the scheme of things, if you think in a year, where do we want? And again, the end game, what do you want it to look like? Does this help us get to that end game?
Right. Yeah. But you are going to go through feelings. And I know everyone says you should talk about them, but sometimes I think it's better to allow myself to process those. And I can do that in meditation or in prayer. It's good to have a friend to talk to, somebody that's, again, in your corner. Like I call my sister Kira, and I know she loves you. So I could say anything like chat, and she'd be like, yeah, I know that's hard, but he's amazing. And you kind of want that, right? Like I feel like, again, a lot of my coaching clients they'll be hurt or upset about something their husband did, and their friends will tell them all the reasons why they have to be angry, right? And I'm like, what do you want?
Not that helpful.
It's not that helpful.
Feels good though.
Feels good in the moment when you're mad and you're like, let's get drunk on our own Kool-Aid, right? Let's sit and talk about this person. But is it really going to be helpful? Like if we really care about people, we should help guide them in what their goals are. Like, what is your goal? If your goal is to be married and have a good marriage, then stay focused on your husband's strengths or your wife's strengths, Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
What is my favorite movie?
Probably Braveheart.
I think I've watched Braveheart like 1,000 times.
Or maybe Australia.
I watched that 1,000 times too. I loved the cinematography.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman. I liked those epic movies that have the hero's journey going a few times. Did love Braveheart. I watched that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah.
You introduced me to Braveheart, actually.
Did I?
It's a good movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the many things I've introduced you to.
Right after The Champ.
Oh, I know. I did love that. Anyone from the 70s that remembers The Champ? Yeah, loved that. I still do.
Wasn't my favorite. I liked Australia and
Braveheart.
but I love The Champ.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't know. I was just thinking that. I really like Open Range.
Yeah. Such a cowboy.
Kevin Costner. I don't know about that, but I'm not. Actually, I do know I'm not.
You are.
Just like wearing cowboy boots.
We had this conversation. You've always been a cowboy. You just started wearing the boots late in life.
But yeah, Open Range is really good.
Yeah. I know we just binged Lonesome Dove.
Yeah.
Lonesome Dove, Return of Lonesome Dove. And then Manny introduced us to
Cherokee Moon.
Comanche
Moon.
Yeah. Boy, movies are our thing, huh?
That was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was. When we can just chill and do nothing, it's a good weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
How has this experience, me going to prison, changed your?
I think it's helped me understand that, man, people come from all different life experiences. Not everyone. I had a really good childhood, upbringing, parents, brothers and sisters. Never really wanted for anything. Well, that's not true. You always, as a kid, you always wanted more, nicer car, cooler jeans, cooler Jordans, whatever. But just to understand the things that people overcome and see just so hard. So I think that gives me compassion towards people in general. Like I don't know why they are where they are, but I don't know where they came from either. So maybe they're doing great. It's not mine to judge.
You had, like, in my opinion, a unique childhood, like charming childhood. Your grandparents are amazing people. Your dad was strong and really lived such a disciplined life. Your mom was like this really full of life, talented, fun, and so much personality, and loving, very disciplined. And I don't think they ever fought. Did they? Did you ever see your parents fight?
They didn't fight, but there was definitely stresses for sure.
Times they didn't talk for a while.
Yeah.
I was talking to Manny recently, and he said, everyone gets in arguments and stuff. And I said, we really don't.
Yeah.
fight. And I said, but we go without talking to each other. And he goes, that's a fight. That's worse than a fight. And I said, but I don't think we're trying to hurt each other. We're trying not to hurt each other.
Right.
Like if we're upset, we're trying to cool down so that we can talk about it. Because neither of us want to say something that could do damage,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure my parents fought, or I mean,
they had disagreements.
Yeah, but they did a good job of keeping it from us. I guess that's a good job. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I feel like your siblings, all of you are the kind of people that want to see the best in others, like really just good people. So they did a lot of things right,
I don't know about that, but I like them.
Your siblings are awesome. You have really great families. I felt intimidated by that when we got married because I don't know. And also in our family, I mean, I'm going to be talking to my parents today on the podcast, and we are loud. Like my family, there's 7 kids and my parents, and everybody's fighting for airtime. And we go to your house, and there's a lot of peace there up in Star Valley, Wyoming, and we're just sitting there in the kitchen together. Like, this is so strange, so different than the way I had it. So I guess we blend it together. I'm trying to think of a fun fact that you would know about me that nobody else would know. I'm pretty open about myself, though.
Yeah, you really are. I think it was my dad said, if you just quit talking about prison, it would just, you could move on with your life.
I remember that too. That was funny. Yeah. And some people say it, like, they'll say it on video, like, quit talking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I just choose what I want to do with. So do you think it's been hard for our kids or our family or other people to have me talk about it?
I don't know. We'd have to ask them. I do think it was, I don't know about hard. I don't think our kids understood. I think because you want to help people in general understand that it's not just a good people out of prison, bad people in prison, to normalize that.
Definitely. I would say that it's probably one of the biggest driving forces for me is to humanize people that I love, because my whole view was changed. Like I went to prison thinking that everyone that goes to prison is bad. And then I got to prison and I saw people that were so strong and so brave and had been through way harder things than I've been. And I had been through some hard things. Like I had been through some hard things. And then I go to prison and realize, like, oh my gosh, I'm so privileged. I mean, the level of difficulty that people had been through, and then desperate to just get on top of those challenges and come out and just get a job, just get a driver's license. And I'm like, why are we seeing people as bad? And how is that helping? It just doesn't help.
Well, and there's so many, people that drive drunk, people that do so many things that don't get caught that could have easily been.
People that drive around on pills. I was one of those people, but I'm driving a black Suburban in a nice neighborhood. So if I get pulled over, they're not going to take me to jail. But if you're in a poor community, you're going to get pulled over and taken to jail. And that was the surprise to me. Like, I thought I had been treated poorly by the justice system, but there were people, I was way on top of things compared to most people.
Yeah. Or, tax issues, or there's a million things that
you could get caught for, but don't. So when you're looking at somebody,
there's really no difference for people that are in. There's probably a small percentage of people that
there's some people
they're dangerous, to others.
Well, and see, that's a difficult conversation, because do I want to do away with prisons? No. Like, I feel like prison was people shot. It was a chance to breathe and get on top of things. I don't want to do away with prisons for lots of reasons. And I think it's important to allow people to pay the price. I think it gives them the dignity. It's that accountability of being able to do what's asked of them and then move forward. What I want to change is I want the world to cheer people in prison on. I want everybody to say, yes, you can do this. And I want them to come home and have people support them. Because I work with this population. I work with people, and some of them have been in and out of prison. And a lot of them have families that are justice involved. But even if they haven't, it is a big hill to climb. And then they come home and they get a job, and the background check comes back. Like, they'll go get a job, they're hardworking, everything's going, and they'll tell them, I have a criminal history, but they'll do the background check and they'll come back. They'll say, yeah, we got to let you go. Or they just can't get housing. Like, they just can't get housing. Like, I want to buy houses for people and move them in, because I can see barriers that I just didn't have. like, of course, I've been able to come home and rebuild my life and in a much easier way than somebody that is,
Yeah.
it's just different. I just feel like the challenges they face are hard.
As you're saying that, it makes me think of social media, man. Everything just gets so magnified. But the girl on the subway that got stabbed and
Yeah.
by someone who'd been in and out, in and out. And so as you're saying that, I'm like, what a complicated, messy.
It's
It
complicated.
is so hard.
Because that makes me sick. And
Makes
for
me
so
sick,
many
too.
reasons, to see somebody stabbed on a subway. On one hand, I am angry that would
Right.
happen. But for more reasons than most people would be. I'm angry because one bad act, and there's more than one, just screwed up years of people coming home doing good.
Yeah.
And most people that come home and do good aren't loud and proud about it, right? They're not on the news, but that one person that stabs somebody is going to create policy that makes it really hard for everybody else
Yeah.
to come out and have a shot at it. So
Well,
that
and the
makes it
mental
different.
illness element.
The mental illness element too.
It is so complicated.
It's a complicated deal.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to fix it. And like, I don't think that the federal system, I don't really know about the state system, I've been involved with it. I was on a radio show the other day and she's like, what about this gambling thing? She goes, that's like a victimless crime. Why are the feds going after that when there's so much crap in the middle? And I said, I don't really know about that, but it really wasn't fair. They didn't go after the bankers or the politicians, and the wealthy people always get away with this kind of stuff. Why did they pick you? And I'm like, yeah, that was really hard for me. It was. But at the same time, I'm so grateful I got the chance to pay the price for. So it's conflicting in me. I don't love the FBI. I don't love the federal prosecutors. I don't love, I felt like I was being indicted by people who were no better than me. Their character, I'm like, you guys are calling me bad? Look at you. I was frustrated. But at the same time, the outcome has been good. And that's where it's the same principle in marriage. Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Take ownership for your part. I can take ownership that I was so off track. My integrity was off track. I got involved in these real estate deals that I could feel were wrong. And they just were. Principle-wise, they were. You don't go into a bunch of debt and take a bunch of money that you don't know how you're going to pay back. And then I know what I did was fraud. I don't know if fraud's the word because the banks were aware of it, but I know what I did was wrong. I could feel it, and I know it more now. And I don't live my life. I live my life different now because I learned that lesson. I don't go into debt. I save my money. I see the world differently. I still work hard. I'm still trying to, have success in life, but not trying to find an easy way to go. And there's a lot of people that got involved in those and got away with it. But did they get away with it? I mean, I came home from prison and I'm like, you're still hustling. You're still out there trying to find some quick and easy way to make money. I'm grateful I'm not. So it's complicated, and that I see the complication for the people in the system, the attorneys.
Yeah.
How jaded and frustrating it would be to represent people and fight for them and then have them go in and screw up again and come home.
Yeah.
Go back. Or I see that side of it. I see probation officers that I work with that are like, I just want you to do well. I'm trying to help you out, and you're banging your head against the wall. So it's not an easy situation.
We need to just get society doing better, just everybody just level up.
Level up.
Just as a society. So we're not having to, split hairs with, I don't know.
Legal and illegal.
Yeah. Mental illness. Just get it together, man. Treat each other, with kindness and respect, and just work hard. And, I don't always, but it makes me, mental illness seems so prevalent right now. And I don't think it was 100 years ago. And I just think that, the hard work, they were just struggling to put food on the table all day. You had to work hard. You didn't have the luxury of being mentally ill or have all these.
Yeah, well, we have different
ailments.
challenges, but I honestly believe that life is harder for us than it was them. I look at children, teenagers, because I work with the youth too, and they have struggles we just didn't have.
Absolutely.
It's a different type of hard. And so to circle back, why do I talk about prison? Because truth is important for me. Because of what I went through, I feel very free being open about it. And I think that the more people are willing to talk about the struggles, the better the mental health gets. Like I really do. Cause I've had my own mental health struggles, right? My family has, like I've been through having a mental breakdown. And part of it for me was I was trying so hard to live up to what I thought society wanted from me and was trying so, I can't go to prison. I'll be a really bad person. And then I go to prison and go, what really matters? And I really dig down and focus on principles and character. And I come home a different person. And so that experience was life-changing for me. And talking about it keeps me accountable to it. And I believe that anyone in any situation can come back from it if they live correct principles. And part of that is honesty, responsibility. And so for me, talking about it is hopefully giving people the freedom to talk about what they struggle with, like that liberation of, because I feel free. I feel a whole lot better than I did when I was trying to pretend I was something I wasn't or to fit in or whatever. It's like, and I love everyone wherever they are. Like, I'm so happy to see people succeed wherever they are. But yeah, I guess that's why I talk about it. I don't know.
You really did come home a new person. Like, really, I mean, for the better, for sure. You really did.
Yeah.
You worked really hard to make changes in your character. Show.
Thank you. I think
Pretty amazing.
it's because I have a really good husband.
I need to meet him.
You're the best. Your stability and love for me was such a strength to me. Always has been. There were a lot of people that were making those changes, and maybe they don't come home and shout it out on social media, but you've met some of my friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucy and Christina, and there's so many
Yeah,
that did
for
the
sure.
work, and they're coming home and living a good life.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't have all the support that I have with the husband and community and kids and everyone. So I feel a responsibility to that too, to be an example of people go to prison and become the better version of themselves.
Yeah.
So why are we going to,
Isn't that true? How many people have come home and just assimilated back into, they have a job, they go, go to work, go to church, do all the things, and no one knows what they've been through and what they had to overcome and
to get there.
Yeah. And they are changed. They are not a threat. They're not.
So when I was on the radio the other day, there's a guy that called in. He said he was a black man, that he was busted like in the 80s selling a small amount of crack, and they gave him like 30 years. He's like, I did, he's like, I did 23. And he goes, I came home and I couldn't get a job anywhere. And he goes, but I guess it was a blessing because I just worked and started my own business. And he said, if you can't get a job, you just have to start your own business. And I can't remember what he said he did, but I just got the feeling, here's a man. And he said it was pretty tough to overcome that. And I'm like, it's hard to do 23 years and then to come back. But he said, I'm doing well now. And I'm like, God bless you, brother. And it's those stories of people that somebody does 20 years in prison and they come home and people are thinking, I can't give you a job. I can't give you a shot. You did 23 years in prison. I'm like, you don't even know the circumstances around that. And the other thing is, like, if you look at my background, I've been very privileged because I've had good jobs and I've worked hard, but I've had good jobs. But if you wanted to look at my criminal history, I look like a mob boss, like the way the government writes it all up and the way that they have to justify their jobs. So they have to put all these indictment counts and it makes them look really important. But it's like we owe $11 million. Did we ever have $11 million?
Never.
Geez, if we would have had $11 million, we wouldn't be in this country anymore. And then people say, how are you going to pay that back? And I'm like, I don't think they cared. When I asked them, I'm like, why are they hitting us with this great big restitution payment or amount? Well, that's because it makes them look like they had a really successful indictment. Yeah, but we didn't get that money. Well, they're just going to take the money from
and the banks are out of business.
Yeah, it's
none of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense, but we can't focus on that because
don't focus on that.
Yeah, we don't.
It's the first time I've thought about it in a long time, actually.
Right. We both make a payment every month.
Yeah.
And we probably always will. Yeah. Do you ever probably doesn't really affect you too much, but when you hear things about Diddy, he's going to get pardoned, or the Chrisleys, who you don't know, that Trump gave a pass to, who went to trial and it was a mortgage fraud case. There's most people could be charged with mortgage fraud, right? Like Letitia James, or do any of those cases ever bother you? Like, do you think it's unfair or?
No.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't focus on it. Yeah.
Nope. Everybody's got their deal. Some people, it makes no sense, any of it. So.
Yeah, you just can't focus on it.
Right.
Every now and then, though, I think, if they pardon Diddy, that's not cool. because that guy, like, I knew a lot of people in prison that were doing a lot. Like, he had the privilege, he had the money to fight, he had all the advantages, and just because he knows somebody, he gets pardoned. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not going to sit and focus on that either.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but
yeah,
I don't know Diddy, so
yeah, I don't know him either.
I don't know what.
Don't really want to know
what
him.
happened. Yeah, I don't know. Leave that to everyone else.
Yeah. Do you think we should get a pardon?
Sure, everyone else gets them. Why not?
It'd be nice if we could someday buy a house or do something. Like, just not have that burden hanging over.
Yeah, the thought of not having that hanging out there is appealing for sure. But I don't know anyone at the White House. I don't know how that all works. Yeah, I looked into it early on, and it seemed pretty overwhelming. So
it is overwhelming. Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. Yeah, we're getting by. So, but it would be. I mean, if that's something that could just magically happen, that would be cool.
Yeah, would be nice. So, oh, Chad, any imparting wisdom for our little podcast?
No imparting, no wisdom. I just exhausted every bit of wisdom I had.
What's my favorite food?
What is your favorite food? Oh man, I would think salad.
Girl food.
Salad, yeah, definitely girl food. Maybe granola bars. You could go on granola bars and salad for a really long time and be pretty happy.
Right. So true.
What is your favorite food?
Well, I never even ate a steak till I met you. Like, I was raised by, a hippie mom. So yogurt and I grew up on not meat. So you have converted me to steak, but I like good steak. My favorite food. I do believe that I could live on granola bars and salad. I don't know. I like fruit. I mean, I like strawberries and cream a lot. I make it almost every meal when our kids come over. Pasta, but I don't even love pasta that much. I just like to make it for the kids. So I don't know. A good smoothie's nice too.
Girl food.
Girl food. What's your favorite food?
My favorite, man, probably pizza.
Oh, for real?
At the end of the day, I really like
good
pizza. Yeah. I mean, steak's good too, but man, it's hard to beat good pizza.
Yeah.
Making me hungry.
Cinnamon rolls, raspberry cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, those are good. Sweets, I like donuts and all that stuff's good, but
you'd rather have pizza or steak?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me on the podcast.
Can't wait to do it again.
Okay.
Can't wait.
That's a wrap. Thanks for joining us on the Living Louder podcast. We'll see you next time.